Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisance at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Om अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, by the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are continuing our reading of Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad. Shri Parikshit Uvacha. एतादृशं तद् व्रजभाग्यवैभवं संरम्भत कीर्तयतो महाप्रभो पुनस्तथा भावनिवेशशङ्कया ता प्रेरिता मन्त्रिवरेण संज्ञया Shri Parikshit Maharaj spoke to his mother, Shri Uttara Devi, as the Supreme Lord Mahaprabhu. Supreme Lord Mahaprabhu means Lord Krishna, continued ardently praising the splendor of the good fortune of Vraja. Vraja Bhagya Vaibhavam Kirtayatah. Shri Krishna was praising the Vraja Bhagya Vaibhavam, the great splendorous good fortune of Vraj, because of the high quality of devotees who reside there. And Krishna was doing it Samrambhata. Sambrama means with intimacy and with respect, with great emotion. Vishrambhena Gurur Seva we say. So Samrambhata Kirtayata. Ardently Krishna was praising for the special ecstasies of Vraja might again draw the Lord into a trance. The expert counselor Uddhav grew anxious. Shankaya. Uddhav became fearful that Puna Tatha Bhava Nivesha. Again, Krishna will go into that bhav. Remember the bhav that Krishna manifested when he was brought to the ocean and made to think that he is in Vrindavan and the ocean was Yamuna and his cows are there with him. Yashoda Maya Nanda Baba are there with him. A statue of Srimati Radharani was presented and Sri Krishna was made to believe that he was in Vrindavan with Srimati Radharani. A flute was tucked in his waist belt. A turban was placed on his head with peacock feathers, decorating it. And then Krishna went into a swoon of ecstasy and remembered that Vrindavan was the best place ever. And I am not in Vrindavan. This is not Yamuna, this is the ocean. And he saw the tall buildings of Dwarka city nearby, realizing he was still in Dwarka. And then Krishna went into such a swoon of ecstasy. Uddhav is afraid that again he will have that bhav nivesh. He will enter into that very deep bhav. And therefore, Uddhav is called Mantri Vara, the best counselor, because he understood Krishna's heart, what is going to happen to Krishna. Samnaya, with a gesture, therefore, Uddhav prompted the ladies to do something. He gave an indication to the ladies to do something. He didn't say anything, just with his indication, gesture, he told them to do something. All the queens, Mahishinis, Sarva Mahishya Saha Satyabhamaya Bhaishmyadayodrag Abhishritya Murdhabhihi Padau Grihitva Ruditardra Samstutya Bhartaramashisham Shanaihi. Shri Satyabhama, then Bhaishmi, the daughter of Bhishmak, Maharaj of Vidarbha, Rukmini, and other queens at once surrounded their husband because they were indicated, gestured by Uddhavji to do something. So, following the clue that Uddhav gave, they immediately surrounded their husband Krishna. Padau Grihitva, touching Krishna's feet with their heads. Murdabhi. Murdabhi means by their heads, they touch Krishna's feet. They place their heads on Krishna's lotus feet. And by offering prayers, samstutya, they offered prayers with plaintive voices, wet with sobs. Ardra means wet, and Rudita means from crying. Rudita Ardra Kakubhi, Kakuvani, plaintive voice. They gradually calmed Krishna down by offering prayers, by crying with their Kakuvani. Bhartaram Ashishamam Shanai. Ashishamam means they calmed down their husband. Bhartaram. Their husband was calmed down, and how did he do it? Shanai. Gradually, slowly, slowly, they um, calmed him down. Satyabhama, Rukmini Ityadi, all the Mahishinis. The word Samrambhataha used in text 118 can mean either ardently, furiously, or with passionate absorption, intimate absorption. Shri Uddhavji saw that Shri Krishna was on the verge of again becoming too agitated by memories of Vrindavan. So, lest Krishna begin crying and lose control of himself again, Uddhav made a gesture to Satyabhama and the other queens present, to which they responded without hesitation. Because the queens were always reverent toward Krishna, they couldn't pacify him the same way as the gopis of Vraja, but in their own ways, they did the best they could. Gradually, Shanai, they calmed him down. भोजनार्थं च तेनैव देवकी रोहिणी तथा अन्नपानादिसहिते तत्र शीघ्रं प्रवेशिते. Shri Uddhavji, after indicating his Mantrivara, he is the best associate of Shri Krishna, best assistant of Shri Krishna, best advisor of Shri Krishna, best servant of Shri Krishna. After indicating to Satyabhama, Rukmini, Adi, Mahishinis to fall at Krishna's feet, put their head on Krishna's feet, and with very sincere, earnest Kakuvani offer prayers to Krishna and pacify Krishna. Please don't go into Vraj Bhav again. Then Uddhav also urged the mothers, Devaki and Rohini, both are wives of Vasudev Maharaj, to come in quickly with the food and drink for Krishna's meal. Remember, Devaki had gone to prepare meal for Krishna. So Uddhav quickly indicated to Mother Devaki and Mother Rohini to please bring Anna. Anna means food. Pan means drinks, food and drinks. Shighram, quickly go and get food. The most intimate devotees of Krishna know his desires before Krishna even expresses them. This is a first class devotee who can anticipate the needs of Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani. That is a real devotee. They shouldn't even have to ask. A very dear example of this is when some disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, which means some god brothers of our Prabhupada, went to Jagannath Puri. This was sometime in the 1980s, 1990s, few decades ago, 2, 3 decades ago. Somehow that particular year, the winter came quite early. Usually, winter is supposed to commence from the tithi called Odana Shashti, the sixth day of the lunar cycle, where Lord Jagannath is given winter clothes. It's a festival, and that marks the official beginning of the winter season. However, that year the winter came early. There was a cold wave even before Odana Shashti. So Lord Jagannath, Baladev Subhadra, they were worn regular clothes. And because it was so cold, all the devotees were having woolen shawls and jackets and sweaters and mufflers. But Jagannath was wearing normal clothes. So these Gaudiya Math devotees, the god brothers of Srila Prabhupada, they went to the temple management and begged them to please give winter clothes to Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra Devi because it was so cold. But Odana Shashti has not come yet. No, that may not have come, but it is cold. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra will feel very chilly. So please give them nice warm clothes so in this chilly weather also they are comfortable. This is called prem, to anticipate the needs of Krishna and to follow the tithi, the festival, the routine. That is Vaidhi Bhakti. And that is also good. But higher than Vaidhi Bhakti is to go over and beyond the Vidhi and Nished of Shastra and do what will please Krishna in a very dynamic way, anticipating the desires of Krishna. Yesterday, Sophia Mataji asked Gaurang Prabhu such a beautiful question. We say Krishna consciousness movement. She asked, what is the meaning of movement? And His Grace Gauranga Prabhu gives such a beautiful answer. I could never think how such a beautiful answer could be given as a purport to the word movement. So many purports Srila Prabhupada writes, the Krishna consciousness movement. I never thought about it. But Sophia Mataji asked that question and Shriman Gaurang Prabhu, he said, Krishna's desires always are very dynamic. And Vraja means to move, go. कलेर दोष निधे राजन अस्ति एक महान गुण कीर्तना देव कृष्ण से मुक्त संग परम व्रजेत. You go to परम धाम. सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकम शरणम व्रज. मेरी शरण में जाओ या मेरी शरण में आओ, भगवान कहते हैं, श्री कृष्ण कहते हैं. So to go to Krishna, to move according to Krishna's desires, as Srila Prabhupada said in his Jaladuta song. काष्ठेर पूतली यथा नाचाओ से माते, नाचाओ नाचाओ प्रभु नाचाओ से माते. Gaura Prabhu gave the example. Parishit Maharaj was told to live when he had died in the womb. And Parishit Maharaj was told to die when he was at the peak of his youth. Hare Krishna. And Parishit Maharaj was perfectly fine with both. Whatever Krishna says. Nachao, nachao, Prabhu, nachao, semate. To move according to the desires of Krishna in sync with him. To dance the dance that Krishna wants us to dance. Nachao, nachao, Prabhu, nachao, semate. That is a devotee. And Gauram Prabhu said, that is the Ras Leela. That is the Ras Leela. To dance according to Krishna's tunes. In step with Krishna. No matter how comfortable it is, and no matter how uncomfortable it is. No matter how honorable it is, no matter how embarrassing it is. Hare Krishna. So Uddhav urged Mother Devaki and Mother Rohini to quickly come in with the food and drink for Krishna's meal. In the commentary, Srila Sanatana Goswami writes, the most intimate devotees of Krishna know Krishna's desires before Krishna even expresses them. By having lunch brought in, Uddhavji wisely changed the whole mood. Earlier, Mother Devaki had anticipated this need and left for the kitchen. Also, she wanted to give Krishna some privacy with his queens because he was going to glorify the Brajvasis and he might glorify Srimati Radharani. And we can understand that Lord Balaram also removed himself from the emotion charged scene on the pretext of going out for his bath. Srila Sanatana Goswami is writing this in the commentary. Balramji also excused himself because Sri Krishna might feel awkward to speak about Srimati Radharani in front of his elder brother. So Balramji also excused himself. I have to take a bath. I have to take a bath. I have to do Gayatri. Then I will come for lunch. So Balramji also excused himself. Baladevam krita snanam praveshya kritina tada dvarante naradas tishthed iti vidnyapito vibhuhu. If you go to the YouTube channel of ISKCON of North Atlanta, you'll see Gaurang Prabhu's lecture that he gave last night. It is a very, very deep and illuminating and heart melting Harikatha. Being there and hearing directly from Shriman Gaurang Prabhu is a different experience, but some experience can be had even on YouTube. So please, I highly recommend that you all listen to that lecture. Baladevam krita snanam. Balramji took his bath. Praveshya kritina tada. And then on the indication of Uddhavji, Balramji, after finishing his bath, he came in into that assembly. Dwarante naradas tishthed. Iti vidnyapito Vibhu. Uddhavji, Vidyapitah, he informed Vibhu, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, that in the doorway, at the door, Dwarante, Naradas Tishthed. Narad Muni is standing at the doorway. This news was given, this information was given by Uddhavji to Shri Krishna. So now Balram has come, Narad Muni has come. Naradas Tishthed. Naham vasami vaikunఠे योगिनां हृदयेषु वा मद्भक्त यत्र गायन्ति तत्र तिष्ठामि Narada. Krishna tells Narad Muni, I am there where my devotees are singing. Now Narada Tishthed. Now Narad Muni has come where Hari Katha is going on by Hari. Krishna himself is speaking his Vraj Katha. So anyway, Balramji completed his bath and came in that assembly hall. At that time, Uddhavji informed Lord Krishna that Sri Devarshi Narad Muni was also present in the doorway. Sarvantaratmadrik praha sasmitam nandanandana adyakena niruddhosau yannaya tatra purvavat. Shri Krishna is the all-knowing seer of everyone's heart. Sarva anta atma drik. Drik means to see. Krishna is in everyone's heart. Sarvasya cha aham hridi sannivishto, he says in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is drashta, he is the drashta, he is the witness. But he asked with a smile, even though Krishna knows everything. Praha sasmitam. Smita means smile. Sasmita means with a smile. Praha, Krishna said. And here Krishna is addressed as Nanda Nandan. Nanda Nandana Praha. Krishna spoke Sasmita with a smile. Why is Narad Muni being kept standing there? Dvarante, Narada Tishta. Why Narad Muni is made to stand at the door? Why doesn't he come in as usual? Kena na ayati. Why is he not coming inside Purvavat as he has done so many times? Narad Muni needs no appointment. He can go wherever he wants. He has come here many, many times in the past. In fact, he has gone from my palace to palace to palace to palace. There is no secrets from Narad Muni, no privacy. He has full entrance. Why is he standing at the door today? Why is he not coming inside? Shri Krishna asks with a smile on his face. Commentary. Because Shri Krishna already knew the answer to his question, he smiled while asking it. Although Shri Narad Muni had precipitated this entire disturbance by reminding Shri Krishna of Vraja, Krishna did not become angry because Krishna is the darling son of Shri Nanda Maharaj, is Nanda Nandan Krishna. Krishna cannot be dissatisfied with Narad Muni for glorifying the cowherds of Nanda Baba's pastures. How can someone be faulted for reminding Shri Krishna of Vrindavan? Shri Krishna asked why Narad Muni was waiting at the door, since no one until now had ever impeded Narad Muni's free access to Krishna's palaces. Narad Muni had free access. Why is he standing at the door? प्रत्युवाचोद्धवः स्मित्वा प्रभो भीत्यापि लज्जया ततो ब्रह्मण्यदेवेन स्वयं उक्त प्रवेश्य सः. Shri Uddhavji smiled and answered, My lord, because Narad Muni is afraid and embarrassed. Lajjaya means embarrassed and Bhitya means due to fear. Bhai, Bhai and Lajja. He's afraid and he's embarrassed. Who else was afraid and embarrassed a little while ago? Bhai and Lajja. Anybody remembers? Of course, Sudevi Gopi Mataji.
Our Srimati um, Radharani's, I don't remember.
Satyabhama
Krishna,
Devi.
Satyabhama Devi, yes.
Yes, very good. Very good. Srimati Satyabhama Devi. She was also experiencing bhai and lajja, fear and embarrassment. So Shri Uddhavji also smiled, like Krishna was smiling, Uddhav also smiled, Smitva. And he said, Narad Muni is standing at the doorway because of bhai and lajja, fear and embarrassment. Then Lord Krishna, who always favors the Brahmanas, Brahmanya Devena, means by Lord Krishna, who favors the Brahmanas, and Sri Narad Muni is a Brahman. Therefore, because he is Brahmanya Dev, Shri Krishna himself went Swayam and brought Devarshi Narad Muni inside the hall and spoke to him. Swayam Praveshya. He brought Narad Muni himself. Narad Muni, come, 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 please come. And Uktaha, he spoke to Narad Muni. Shri Uddhav could not help smiling when he thought about Narad Muni's curious behavior, his enthusiastic arrival, his uncontrolled symptoms of ecstasy, and his hiding in the sky to watch Shri Krishna visit Navavrindavan. Uddhav had been noticing all this. How Narad Muni came, how he initially glorified Uddhav as the recipient of Krishna's greatest mercy. Then Uddhav came face to face on the terrace of Krishna's palace with Sri Narad Muni, and Uddhav explained that I am not the recipient of Krishna's greatest mercy, it is the Vrajvasis. So all this curious behavior of Uddhav was of Sri Narad Muni was noticed by Uddhav. How he enthusiastically came, how he displayed symptoms of ecstasy when Krishna was taken to Navavrindavan, how he was very keenly watching from the sky. Sri Uddhav told Lord Sri Krishna that Sri Narad Muni was afraid because of the offense he had committed by disturbing Sri Krishna's mind. And when Krishna answered that Narad Muni should never fear him for any reason, Uddhav added that Narad was also embarrassed. Pure devotees are usually shy to reveal their private ecstasies when this might disturb others. To pacify Narad, Krishna himself therefore went to invite Narad in. Krishna approached the sage with due respect, bowed down to him, took him by the hand, and escorted him into his palace. So Narad Muni was afraid because he felt he had disturbed Krishna's mind by reminding him of Vrindavan. And Sri Narad Muni was embarrassed because while watching Krishna Leela, while watching Krishna's activities in Navavrindavan, and previous to that, hearing from Uddhava about Vrindavan and the Vrajvasis, Narad Muni had gone into a swoon of ecstasy, uncontrolled ecstasy. And devotees don't like to publicly display their ecstasies. So he was embarrassed. So he was afraid and he was embarrassed. Bhai and Lajja. Shri Krishna holds Narad Muni's hand after offering him obeisances and brings him into the assembly hall. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Mat Prit Utpadana Vyagra Shri Narada Surittamam Hitam Eva Kritatyantam Bhavan Me Rasikottama. Shri Krishna told Sripad Narad Muni, O Narad Muni, my dearest friend, Surit Tama. Surit means friend, one who has a soft heart for you. And Tama means superlative, means best friend. Shri Krishna is addressing Shri Narad Muni as his best friend. Oh, my dearest friend, Surit Tama, you're always eager to please me. Mat Priti, Utpadan, Vyagra. You're always Vyagra, always eager to create Utpadan, Mat Priti, pleasure in me. You're always eager to give pleasure to me. The Lord always wants to give pleasure and joy and mercy to the devotees. Anugrahaya Bhaktanam, Prahlada Halada Dayine. And the devotee always wants to please Krishna. Haritoshanam. Mat Priti Utpadana Vyagra. The devotees always want to please Krishna. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Prityartham. We do everything for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. And you are the best of those who relish transcendental emotions. That is Rasik, Uttama. Again, superlative, best. Rasikottama. Such a beautiful name it is, Rasikottama. Rasikottam Das. Very nice name. The best of the Rasik Vaishnavas. Who is Rasik? Rasik is that devotee who is expert at relishing Bhakti Ras. You have now done me a great favor. Narad Muni is feeling fearful and embarrassed, but Sri Krishna is saying, O Surittama, hitam eva akrita. You have done my hit. You have benefited me. Atyantam, to an extreme degree, hitam, you have benefited me. Where does Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say to somebody that आपने मेरा बहुत बड़ा हित किया है? Same word, अत्यंत हित. Hit means benefit. Which fast time? Yes, Sudevi Gopi Mataji.
Maharaj Pratap Rudra when he sang the Gopi Geet. And
Yes. R- राजा प्रभु कहे कि तुम्हें कैला मोर हित आचंबिते आशी पैबो कृष्ण रसामृत. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told this Vaishnav who was wearing ordinary clothes, dhoti and chadar. Prabhu kahe ki tumi. Mahaprabhu said, who are you? Kaila mora hit. You have benefited me so much by singing the Gopi Git. Achambite ashi. You just came from nowhere. And pyaibo Krishna rasamrit. You made me drink Krishna Leelamrit by reciting the Gopi Git. Who are you? Kailo mora hit. So anyone who helps us remember Krishna, anyone who helps us increase our attachment for Sri Krishna, anyone who helps us progress on the path of bhakti, we owe a great deal of debt to such a person. हम उनके ऋणी हैं. Anyone who has helped us on the path of Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu is saying, you reminded me of Vrindavan. Therefore, hitam eva. Akrita means you have done. Atyantam. आपने मेरा अत्यंत हित किया है. बहुत अधिक आपने मुझ पर उपकार किया है. You have done me a great favor. There is no need to be embarrassed and fearful. You are Rasikottama. You are best of the Rasika Vaishnavas. Commentary. What Sri Krishna implies here is, O Narad Muni, what you have done is not offensive. Those who know the transcendental tastes of my devotional service behave like this naturally. You have no reason to feel ashamed. प्राग्यद्यपि प्रेम कृतात् प्रियाणां विच्छेददावानलवेगतवन्तः सन्तापजातेन दुरन्तशोका वेशेन गाढम् भवतीव दुःखम्. Sri Krishna is saying to Sri Narad Muni, it is true that when one is parted, separated from those one loves, Priyanam Vichcheda. If one is separated, Vichcheda, from Priyanam, from the loved ones, pure love makes one suffer within, as if from a blazing fire. Davanala, like a forest fire. Anda Santap. There is a lot of tap, burning sensation from within because of the fire of separation. The burning pain creates a remorse that further deepens into irrepressible sorrow. And that shok, sorrow, is born, jatena, and it is duranta. It is irrepressible, uncontrolled sorrow, shok, shokavesh. There is great sorrow because of separation. Thus, one at first becomes as if wretched. Dukkham, gadham, bhavati iva dukkham. As if very, very unhappy. It looks as if it is a lot of suffering initially. Externally, it looks like suffering. Viraha, Agni. Sri Narad Muni may agree that he need not be embarrassed for unavoidably losing control amidst the ecstasies of Bhagavad Bhakti. ठीक है, होता है. Srila Prabhupada also became overwhelmed with spiritual emotions while singing Jai Radha Madhav in Gorakhpur in the presence of Shri Shri Radha Madhav deities of Pujya Shri Bhaiji Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's dear friend. Srila Prabhupada also experienced uncontrolled spiritual ecstasy, which manifested externally as choked voice and tears flowing from his eyes. Here in Atlanta, New Panihati Dham, when Srila Prabhupada had darshan of Shri Shri Gaur Nitai and sang Parama Karuna Pahudoi Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra by Srila Rochan Das Thakur Mahasaya. So Srila Prabhupada also lost control. Anyone knows when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada lost external control and was overwhelmed by spiritual ecstasy. Brownie points, if you can tell. It's a very, very special pastime. Anyone knows? It was at a lesser known temple, the temple of Lord Shri. I'll tell you tomorrow. Hare Krishna. No, I'll tell. Otherwise, Sudevi Gopi Mataji will curse me. It's a very, very special pastime. Very special pastime. One who is really Gaura Premi Jan can experience this. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ji Maharaj was in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, and it was the Anavasara period, Sudevi Gopi Mataji, when Lord Jagannath is performing the Leela after Snana Purnima of experiencing some illness. So he's in seclusion, he's not giving darshan, and not able to have darshan of Lord Jagannath. Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ji Maharaj, he went to Alarnath. And it was in that temple when he had his darshan of Lord Alalnath that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada went in ecstasy and actually became unconscious. He fell to the ground, murcha. He was murchit avastha. He fell to the ground completely unconscious, remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he would come to Alarnath and take darshan of Lord Alarnath. In fact, in that temple of Lord Alarnath, there is a big slab of rock. How many of you have seen where there is a body impression of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Because Mahaprabhu fell on that rock in ecstasy, and because of Mahaprabhu's ecstasy, the rock also went into ecstasy and melted. And there is an entire body prints, imprint of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lying on that slab of rock. You have seen that? So there you go, Father. When I went there for darshan, it had that stone had the impression of Mahaprabhu, and maybe devotees had bathed or something, that Shila. So there was water in Mahaprabhu's impression. So there was those indentations on that rock corresponding to Mahaprabhu's transcendental body, Sri Anga, and in that indentation there was water. So I quickly took out my bead bag and I dipped in that water. Mahaprabhu, liquid frame. So yeah, that is Alarnath. So following the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel so much viraha from Jagannath being in Radha Bhav, and he could not live for 2 weeks. 2 weeks no darshan. I cannot survive. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come to Alarnath, and there's a beautiful temple of Lord Alarnath, who is Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would pacify his heart by taking darshan of Lord Alarnath and seeing Jagannath in Lord Alarnath. And there, in separation from Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had fallen down unconscious in ecstasy. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada also experienced those emotions at Alarnath. Haribol. Yet, Narad Muni had caused Krishna great distress by sending the Lord into a bewildered trance of remembering his devotees in Vrindavan. In this verse and the next, Sri Krishna therefore tries to convince Narad Muni that he need not blame himself. The misery, please listen carefully, the misery of transcendental separation is only apparent misery. Even while outwardly showing many symptoms of mental pain, a person feeling Krishna Viraha Bhav or Vaishnav Viraha Bhav is absorbed in an incomparable ocean of bliss. It appears as suffering, the pangs of separation, Viraha Agni, but actually it is very blissful. Thus, the apparently wretched devotee is actually most fortunate. Sri Narottam Thakur may say in his mood of Viraha from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Sri Ramchandra Kaviraj, from Srila Srinivas Thakur, Sri Narottam Thakur can say, Pashane Phodivo Matha, Anale Praveshivo. He can say those things. I will break my head with a stone. I will enter into fire. But actually, he is in great ecstasy. Thus, the apparently wretched devotee, wretched means suffering devotee, is actually most fortunate. Whatever momentary distress the devotee may feel will soon give way to complete happiness. And then what happens after this, dear devotees? Krishna willing, we will continue to read tomorrow. I'm very grateful to all of you for your kind association. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. सबको मिले